Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, welcome to the class of International Financial Management. Dear students, today is our 11th lecture of IFM. Today we will discuss the forecasting exchange rates. Dear students, it's very necessary for the multinational corporations to forecast exchange rates because multinational corporations operates in more than two countries based on the different exchange rates. It's a common sense that if a organization, if a firm, if a corporation operates in different countries, so they will face the different exchange rates. For example, we can see all the organizations, multinational organizations such as Honda Corporation, Toyota corporations, BMW corporations, all the automobile organizations, automobile industry, textile industry in the world, shoes industry in the world, sports industry, electronics industry. Simply, we are using in Afghanistan the different products of the different multinational corporations. So, as these organizations are operating in different countries, so they will collect their earnings in different currencies in the world. In different currencies in the world. So, as they face in different currencies in the world, so they must forecast exchange rates, because when they convert their currency to the parent country, so they will face the exchange rates. Exchange rate forecasting is very necessary for the multinational corporations. So we discussed in lecture 10, the purchasing power parity PPP theory and the Fisher effect theory, and also we discussed in lecture 9 the interest rate parity theory. So today is our third part of international financial management subject, that is related to the exchange rates. So the first topic is forecasting exchange rates of third part. So let me start with the lecture objectives. Dear students, today we will only discuss the first two objectives, and the third objective will be discussed in the lecture 12 due to the longitude of your video. Today we only discuss to explain how firms benefit from forecasting exchange rates, how they get benefits from the forecasting exchange rates. What are the benefits? Why multinational corporations forecast exchange rates? What are the benefits for them? And the second objective of today's lecture is describe the common techniques used for forecasting. So what are the techniques which organizations, firms, multinational corporations use to forecast for the exchange rates? The third objective, that is explain how forecasting performance can be evaluated, will be discussed in the lecture 12. In lecture 12 we will discuss the performance of forecasting evaluation. So let's start with the benefit of the forecasting of exchange rates. Why firms forecast exchange rates? What are the benefits? So these are all the benefits for the multinational corporations on the basis of forecasting. MNCs need exchange rate forecast for their hedging decisions. Every multinational corporation forecast exchange rates for the purpose of hedging their decisions. Multinational corporations constantly face the decision of whether to hedge future payables and receivables in foreign currencies. So it's a decision. So they forecast the exchange rate, that how or why or whether we can hedge our future receivables and future payables. And what are these future receivables and future payables? Before I told you, these are multinational corporations. They are operating in different countries, so their payables will be to different countries and different currencies, and their receivables also will be in different, from different countries and different currencies. So it's a decision that how will they hedge their decision relating to the future payables and future receivables from different countries. Whether a firm hedge may be determined by its forecast of foreign currency values. So this is their hedging decision, and this will be based on the forecasting of exchange rates. For example, any organization, any US based organization which is located in US, parent organization is US, plans to pay for clothing imported from Mexico in 90 days. If the forecasting value of the peso, Mexican peso, in 90 days is sufficient below the 90-day forward contract or forward rate, the MNC may decide not to hedge, because forecasting may enable the firm to make a decision that will increase its free cash flow. And next is the short-term financing decision. It's also benefit of forecast. The second benefit of forecasting for the multinational corporations. Most of the organizations, most of the corporations sometimes have a substantial amount of excess cash available for a short-term period. Large deposits can be established in several currencies because they have money, they have excess money. So they must, or they are supposed to have, or they are supposed to make large investments, large establish in several kind of large deposits in several countries. So the ideal currency for deposit will be high interest rate. Why they make large deposits in several countries? The ideal form of the deposition in the different countries or in the several countries is to be the getting high interest rate or strengthen in value over the investment period. The third benefit of the forecasting technique is short-term investment decisions. Short-term investment decisions. So whether They will go to the short term investments in foreign countries, in several countries, or they will not go to the short term investments in the several countries. Fourth benefit of the forecasting is capital budgeting. Capital budgeting techniques. When on MNC's parent company or parent organization, whether to invest funds in foreign projects, the firm takes into account that the project may periodically require the exchange of currencies. The capital budgeting analysis can be completed only when all estimated cash flows are measured in the parent's local currency. These are capital budgeting. You better know about the capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is the technique for the assessment of future projects. Most of the organizations use the capital budgeting techniques to assessment or to analyze the future projects that either they are profitable for us or they are not profitable for us. So forecasting of exchange rate is on the basis of capital budgeting decisions that whether we will invest in the foreign projects in the future or not. If we invest, then what will be our decision regarding the exchange rate value or the exchange rate, or to the what will be our decision to the currency? Either we will convert into the parent company's currency or parent country's currency, whether or we will not convert the currency into the parent. So this is a capital budgeting decisions. So the fifth and most important benefit of the forecasting of exchange rate is long-term financing decisions. And you better know about the long-term financing decisions, that whether organizations or MNCs or multinational corporations finance from the international market for their future projects. For example, to expand their organization, to expand their business in several countries. So this expansion requires raising funds from the international market in a long-term market such as capital market or stock market. So again it will requires to forecast exchange rate, because they are raising funds from the international market, from the capital market, international capital market, or from the international exchange market. So from the international exchange market getting funds requires to forecast in the foreign exchange rates. And the last one, and the last benefit for the forecasting of exchange rate is earning assessments. Earning assessments is the parent's organization's decision about whether a foreign subsidiary should reinvest earnings in a foreign country or remit earnings back to the parent country. Again, it will based on the forecasting of the exchange rate, whether the subsidiary company in the foreign country will reinvest the earnings back in that country or remit that earnings back to the parent company. So it will again require to forecast in the exchange market or exchange rates. So these are all benefits why MNCs, why multinational corporations go to the forecasting of exchange rates. Now, the next topic is forecasting techniques. How they forecast. Before we studied why they forecast the exchange rate. Now we will discuss how they forecast the exchange rates. So there are 4 techniques for the purpose of forecasting exchange rates. The numerous methods available for forecasting exchange rates can be categorized into four general groups. The first group, so let's discuss one by one. The first is technical forecast. Technical forecast involves the use of historical data of the organization, historical data of the exchange market. Historical data means they analyze the future analysis of the exchange market. For example, they analyze the past 5 years volatility of the exchange rate of the specific country, of a certain country, of a particular country. So they forecast on the base of past experience, past history of the exchange market of the particular country. So they predict future values on the base of past history of the exchange market. And this include statistical analysis and time series model. So the statistical analysis means the past volatility of the exchange rate, and time series means the past 5 years, past 10 years, past 2 years, past 3 years. So it is a time series model. Speculators or predictors or MNCs may find the models useful for predicting day-to-day movements. So even they go to the day-to-day movements of the past 5 years, day-to-day movements of the past 3 years, past 10 years. So it's a historical analysis, history-based analysis. However, since they typically focus on the near future and rarely provide point or range estimates. Point or range means what is their range? Can they reach to the past 10 years or can they reach to the past 5 years? So typically, generally, organizations analyze the near future data of the exchange market of the particular country. They are limited. They are of limited use to MNCs. Next forecasting techniques is fundamental forecasting. Fundamental forecasting. In fundamental forecasting, it is based on the fundamental relationship between the economic variables and exchange rates. And you better know about the economics variables from the first lecture to the 5th lecture. Continuously we discuss the economic variables. If you remember, change in the spot rate, it was an economic variable. Inflation of US countries between other countries, between foreign countries, it was an economic variable. Differential between US interest rate and foreign countries interest rate. Differential between the US income level and the foreign countries income level. Change in government controls. Change in expectations of the future exchange rates. So these are the economic variables. So the fundamental forecasting is based on these variables, which I mentioned the names, the economic variables names. So what is it? This is relationship between economic variables and exchange rates. And when we see the word relationship, it means the dependency of the two things. Dependency of the two things. That what are the dependency level of the two things? For example, economic variables. And what are economic variables? I named all the economic variables. So one of them was the US income level and the other country's income level. So it's a dependency between these two, US income level and the other country's income level. So from the income level, so it's a relationship between the income level and the exchange rates, the interest rate and the exchange rates, which we discussed before in interest rate parity. So this is called the fundamental forecasting. A forecast may arise simply from a subjective assessment of the factors that affect exchange rates. So simply we can know that The interest rate also affect the exchange rate, income level also affect the exchange rate, right? Inflation also affect the exchange rates, the spot rates, the other rates also affect the exchange rates. A forecast may be based on the quantitative measurement of the aid of regression models and sensitivity models. Then what are the regression models? You better know. You have studied in the previous semesters. For example, logistic regression, polynomial regression, stepwise regression, ridge regression, and etc. And since also you are familiar with the sensitivity analysis. Sensitivity analysis is used to understand the effect of a set of independent variables on some dependent variables. Before, in the start of the fundamental forecasting, I told you that it's the, when we see the word relationship, it means that there is dependency between two variables, two things. So sensitivity analysis is used for the fundamental forecasting. So what is sensitivity analysis? Sensitivity analysis is used to understand the effect of set of independent variables on some dependent variables under a certain specific condition. For example, we can say that a financial analysis want to find out the effect of a company's net working capital on its profit margin. So it's a sensitivity analysis. Sensitivity analysis means the differentiation, the dependency between 2 points, dependency between two exchange rates, dependency between the interest rate and exchange rates. So it's a sensitivity analysis. So in fundamental forecasting, speculators, investors, multinational corporations use the quantitative measurement that were regression models and sensitivity analysis. Forecasting, fundamental forecasting is the non-relationship like the purchasing power parity. It was a theory we discussed in the previous lecture, in lecture 10. Can be used for the regression model. Before we discussed that regression models are used. So the PPP, purchasing power parity, is also the regression model. So we can use the purchasing power parity theory as a forecasting technique. However, there are some problems related to the purchasing power parity technique. For example, the timing of the impact of inflation on trade behavior is not known for future. It's not sure that what is the impact of inflation on trade. Either the impact of inflation will be positive on trade, it will increase the trade. Either the impact of inflation on trade is negative, it will decrease the trade. So it is unknown. It's not sure. The second problem that is related to the PPP case is prices may be measured inaccurately. You cannot measure, the organizations, the multinational corporations cannot measure the prices of the commodities accurately. The third problem, trade barriers may disrupt the trade patterns that should emerge. So trade barriers will decide that what is the trade patterns of the two countries. So you better know about the trade barriers that are quotas, the bargainings, and the taxes, the government interference, the government restrictions are all trade barriers. So it is also a problem for the purchasing power parity effect. So the fundamental forecasting, the fourth problem is the other influential factors also may exist in the market. That are interest rates, the income level, right? They are the inflation rate. So these are all influential factors in the market which will influence the purchasing power parity technique or for fundamental forecasting. So on the base of these problems, we can say that fundamental forecasting is limited to the uncertain timing of the impact of the factors. All the economic factors, all the economic variables, timing is uncertain, so fundamental forecast is limited to them. The needs for forecast for factors with instantaneous impact. Instantaneous impact mean the impact of the two or three economic variables in the same time on the exchange rate. And the fundamental forecasting is also dependent, also limited to the possibility that other relevant factors may be omitted from the model. So you can omit other factors which are relevant, which are effectual on the exchange rate, will be omitted from the model. Another limitation of the fundamental forecast is change in the sensitivity of currency movements to each factor over time. Sensitivity means point to point change, point to point movement. Means that point to point movement, this is a sensitivity movement of currency. So day to day movement, hour to hour movement. So it's a sensitivity of currency movement. So it is also very effectual on the exchange rates in the over time, the period of a time. So the next forecasting technique is market based forecasting. So if from the name it denotes that it's on the base of market, involves developing forecast from market indicators. And what are the market indicators? What is the indication of market? What does market say? Either the exchange rate will go high, either the exchange rate will go down. The market indicates to the speculators, to the investors, or to the multinational corporations. Usually either the spot rate or the forward rate is used. So on the basis of spot rates, we can find out that either the exchange rate will go up, either it will go down. And also we can find out from the forward rates that what are the forward rates. On the basis of forward rates, we can again find out that what will be the effect of exchange rates. Since speculations or speculators should push the rates to the level that reflect the market expectations of the future exchange rates. So most of the investors, most of the multinational corporations push the market and rates of the exchange to the level that reflect the market expectations. Market based forecasting, since forward contract is used in the market based forecasting, so the forward contract have low trading volumes, are not widely quoted. We cannot widely quote the forward contracts are the forward rates. The interest rate on risk-free instruments can be used to determine what the forward rate should be according to interest rate parity for long-term forecasting. Right? And you better know the interest rate parity is the relationship between the interest rate and exchange rate. We discussed in the lecture 8. Maybe possible we discussed in the lecture 9. I forgot now. Clear? The fourth forecasting technique is mixed forecasting technique. And mixed forecasting technique refers to the use of combination of forecasting techniques. Most of the multinational corporations forecast on the basis of market based and other two forecasting techniques, such as historical and third. So most of the organizations, most of the multinational corporations use more than one forecasting technique, all three techniques. So when organization use the three forecasting techniques, it is called mixed forecasting technique. The actual forecast is weighted average of the various forecasts developed. Weighted average means most of the organizations give most weight to the market based and most weight to the fundamental forecast. Sorry, I forgot the name. And most, maybe possible, most of the organizations give more weight to the technical forecast. So it is based on the policy of the multinational corporations, right? So the next topic is forecasting services. Forecasting services means most of the multinational corporations give the service of forecasting of exchange rates to another organization, and another organization will analyze the the market based technique and other techniques. The corporate needs to forecast currency value has prompted some consulting firms, wrote some consultancies, and these consultancies will analyze the data relating to the forecasting of exchange rates. And investment banks also offer these kind of services to the multinational corporations. Most of the investment banks also analyze the exchange rate, also forecast the exchange rates for the specific organization. So advice on hedging and international cash management, and these forecasting consultancies, forecasting investment banks and the forecasting institutions, they advise to the organizations, to the multinational corporations on hedging and international cash management and assessment of the firm's exposure to exchange rate risk. And they also assess the exposure to exchange rate of the organization may be provided to the organization by the investment of the consultancies. Forecasting services, one way to determine whether a forecasting service is valuable is to compare the accuracy of its forecast with the accuracy of publicly available and free forecast. So if there is publicly available forecasting, then no need to give forecasting service to the consultancies. If the data, the information is publicly available for every organization in the market, so any organization will not need to give the analysis or give the services of the forecasting to the consultancies or to the investment banks. If there is no publicly available and free forecast for the organizations, publicly available information to the organizations or free forecast to the organization, then they will give the service of forecasting of exchange rates to the investment banks or to the consultancies. Clear? So this was your today's lecture. So I hope you got the message of forecasting exchange rates. For now, have a nice time, have a good time. Thank you so much.